Hi, English 9. It's Mrs. Rianda. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I hope that you enjoyed and took advantage of catch-up week last week. I know I have a lot of grading to do, which is fantastic. And I hope you have caught your breath and are ready to begin the second half of our semester. We've gone through Unit 1 and Unit 2, and so we only have 2 more units of the semester, if you can believe it, because it's almost the end of October here, okay? So hopefully you kind of have a clean slate with catch-up week last week, and you got your grade where you wanted it to be. And we are going to continue with Unit 3 this week, which is grappling with claims. So in session 1 and in this unit, what we are really going to be focusing on is, let me pull it up here. We are going to be asking you to look at authors' bias and their influence and how that influences their writing decisions, as well as how those decisions affect the argument presented to the reader. And here I created this Wordle. Remember, you guys created your own Wordle, I think back in Unit 1. And this is a Wordle for the word bias with all different synonyms. Remember, words that mean the same thing as bias, because that's really what we are going to be focusing on in this unit and in this session. We're also going to be looking at the connections between claim, evidence, and reasons, and emphasizing the kinds of decisions an author makes and in choosing a particular text pattern or structure. So what that means, we're really going to be looking at text to see if it's biased or unbiased, and how we can infer from the way an author organizes information on whether they're being biased or prejudiced or leaning in one direction. Okay, so not only are we going to be studying bias, but in this session you're also going to be writing an article in a bias. So you're going to be leaning both ways. So let's click next here to look over our checklist for the week as well as our point value. And here is our suggested schedule for the week. So what you're doing right now should be the first thing, one of the very first things you're doing in this session. You're going to review all the content for the week, and then you're going to start working on the first assignment, story comparison, and you're going to be researching some news articles. And I did create a research tips video to help you with that. You're going to find your news articles that are on the same topic, but in different newspapers, preferably from different countries, and you're going to examine and compare and contrast the assignment. Okay, and so be sure to watch that video. Like I mentioned, it'll help walk you through how to research articles on the same topic in different newspapers, potentially different countries, and also how to compare and contrast. Okay, then on Wednesday you're going to research news and bias and post a discussion. You're going to write your first hypothetical news story. And then on Thursday, you're going to post a discussion again, as well as on Friday. And then on Thursday, you're going to write the second half of your news story. So let's click next through here to kind of walk you through this. So you're going to be consider all the different types of sources we use in our daily lives to learn, like internet, TV, novels, short stories, blogs, and how much it's really changed over the last 40 years. And so what we're going to do in this session and in this unit, we're going to explore those concepts further and consider how news agencies gather the news, as well as bias within the news reporting. Okay? So in this one, I just wanted to give you a heads up on this story comparison. This is where I created an additional tutorial on how exactly to work on this assignment. And I did present, this is probably a really hot topic right now, the Ebola virus. So I bet that this would be probably a good topic right now if you wanted to look in the world newspapers on this topic. And all the different countries would be probably having very different opinions on the same topic. So that's just one idea, okay? So be sure to watch that second video. I'm making this video a little bit shorter just so that you will watch the other video because it's about 5 minutes long. Okay? And then after your discussion this week, this is where you're going to be creating your own media bias. So here are the basic facts, and these are the facts that you should be looking for when you were reading your newspaper article that I just spoke of, the who, what, when, where, and why. So these are the facts, just the basic facts, right? And so what you are going to be doing is you're going to be writing two different articles from different perspectives, with a different bias. And this should be just like a half a page each. You can think of it that way. And so you're going to pretend, with these facts, you're going to pretend that you are for the rebels, and then you're going to write another article pretending that you are against the rebels. And so when you're writing these stories, remember, it's just the facts, but you're going to subtly lean one way or the other. And the way you do that is by using adjectives that convey your bias. For example, in the for article, if for the rebels, you might call the rebels brave, but if you were against them, you might call them ruthless or fearless. So you definitely want to consider the adjectives you're using in creating that subtle bias. Remember, because that's really what the media bias is. It's not outright, generally, it's not outright one way or the other. It's just in the subtleties of the words that are used. Okay? And you will submit that on the next page here. All right? If you have any questions about anything this week, please contact me. I'm happy to help.